I'm prepared for war. Matter of fact, let me find some war music. Now, that ain't it. That ain't it. That ain't it. Ooh, that's a little bit better. How y'all doing tonight? I said prepare for battle. I had to put my camouflage on, y'all. We got to be prepared for the battle that is ensuing at this new moon in Virgo. Hey, Shiny. Hey, D Diamond. Hello, Melinda J. Hello, darling. Hello, Melissa. Hello, hello. Hello, Red Violet. Hello, hello. Y'all let everybody know I'm here. I wish I could play like regular music on Restream. I really wish I could. Yeah, I did a thing today. I restarted my Clubhouse today. There's been a few people that have been wanting me or talking about being on Clubhouse and wanting me on Clubhouse and all that kind of good stuff. Make sure. Hold on one second, y'all. Resolution. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Then I'm not, because it looked like my mouth and there, I'm better now. Okay. It looked like my mouth and my words weren't synced up. So I was like in a subtitled movie for a second. Oh, I had to fix that. Can y'all hear me? Hey, Christina. Hi, baby. What'd you say? In the words of Lion King, be prepared. Abso-freaking-lutely. I wish we could play it and not get like demonetized or anything crazy like that, or get my thing taken down. Anyway, child, this new moon, I'm not gonna hold y'all. This new moon in Virgo, like I had originally looked at the chart just briefly, and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be all right. It's cute. It's gonna be okay. And then, child, I went and took another look, and I was like, this ain't cute. It's not bad. I always look at. I never look at anything, or try not to look at things in a negative light, because even things that are challenging, the challenge in and of itself is an amazing opportunity for growth, for learning, for expansion, for restoration, for elevation, for all those things, right? There's just some energies, though, with some lunar cycles, and this is one of them, that are really saying, I'm fixing to grab you and shake you. And I hope you got your feet planted. I hope you have your direction, you got your focus. And I hope you're not still kind of all over the place, because this isn't the time for that. This isn't the time for wavering. This isn't the time for, oh, I'm not sure. This isn't the time. This is coming from a Cancer. So take it in love. This ain't the time for whining and crying. This isn't the time for woe is me. This isn't the time for, oh my God. This is the time for I cannot. This ain't the time. This is the time to stand in your power, stand in your strength, stand in your divinity, your divine masculine, the feminine, your divine God, goddess, your divine I am. This isn't the time for people to be hooping and hollering about, oh, you're not divine, and I don't have time to argue with nobody anymore over that. If you don't believe that you're a divine being, I can't. I don't. I mean, I could keep telling you yes, but I'm not finna argue with you. Yeah, I said fitna. I'm not fitting to do it. I'm not doing it. This also isn't the time for you just to believe everything without checking. This isn't the time for you to continue to think the way you've always thought and expect for your life to change, for you to get different results. If your thoughts and your heart, specifically heart, aren't set in the right way, if you don't know how to trust your heart, you're going to need to figure it out right about now. You're going to need to figure it out right about now. Okay, so tarot guy, I hate baby, I love you. That's amazing. But we're not gonna. I don't really want to talk about that in this chat. If you want to talk about that kind of stuff, honey, just go on, and unless I'm missing a joke. If I'm missing a joke, I apologize. Just email me, okay, darling. Hey, Jessica, how you doing? 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 What I need for what you're being called to do is to bear arms. Thoughts and hearts in sync, absolutely. What you're being called to do is bear arms, and I mean by arms, we'll just revert back to the biblical. Right? We'll revert back to the biblical. The sword of truth, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness. You know all that. Shoes, feet shod with the shoes of righteousness. But not in a dogmatic, religious way, but in a true spiritual way. So that helmet of salvation that you're putting on your head, I know I came in hot. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, not sorry. That helmet of salvation, I want you to flip that on, quote unquote, its head. And I want you to think about what it could represent metaphorically and metaphysically, esoterically, from an occult or hidden wisdom, fashion, and position. That helmet of salvation, do you honestly know that you are a divine being, an aspect of the divine, a spark of the divine that is having its own individual human experience? The cavalry's not coming. The reason why I can say the cavalry's not coming is because you're your cavalry. The reason I can say the cavalry is not coming is because you are your cavalry. We are out of the age of salvation, and we are in the age of gnosis. Do you know who you are? Do you know where you're going, or at least what your destination is, so that your path can be made straight? That shield of faith. Do you have faith? Do you have faith? Do you have the faith in the knowledge, not only of who you are, where you come from, your divinely imbued power, your divinely imbued gifts, your divinely imbued abilities, purpose, plan? Do you know who you are? Do you have any clue where you come from? I'll settle for, do you know where you come from here in your earthly ancestral? I'm not even gonna go to the starseed. Do you know who you are? Do you know why you came here? And do you have faith, not just in and only in a higher being, but do you have faith in your higher self? The sooner we recognize that we as entities, as higher selves, and the supreme and the source are truly one, that we are all one, that we are one consciousness, that you are a mirror of me and I am a mirror of you, that we are all connected. Human nature, the sooner we recognize that, the sooner we'll be able to identify when there's rogue players on the field, when there's NPCs that have been thrown, non-playing characters, that have been thrown in our way, in our path, that have been thrown into our game and in our matrix, and they ain't there for good. They're there as obstacles for the most part. Some of them are there to help teach us a lesson, but then can we learn that lesson and keep moving? Stop putting your faith somewhere out there as if something out there is going to do for you what you know you're meant to do for you. Nothing out there is going to create your new world. Nothing out there is going to create your new life. Nothing out there is going to create the path so you can make it to your destiny. Nothing out there is going to create the path for you to get to your purpose. Nothing out there is going to do that. Not on its own. And the sooner you recognize that, the sooner this whole armor of God actually becomes your own armor that actually fits, and it's not too big, and it's not falling off you, and it's not too small. It's not your mama's armor. It's not your daddy's armor. It's not your grandmama's armor. It's not your grandpappy's armor. It ain't your pastors or your apostles or your bishop's armor. It ain't the first ladies. It ain't the motherboards. It ain't the usher boards. It ain't none of their armor. Because their armor ain't going to fit you. You are wholly prepared for what you came here to do. So but you're going to have to fight. You can't just lay down and just think that it's going to just happen on its own. You're going to have to put some work into this. And so that the sword of truth that you're carrying, you're wielding throughout is the truth that comes from deep within. That is the truth that lies within, that lives within and without, and that goes all around, in and through every one of us and throughout the whole cosmos. That's the sword of truth. What are you? Are you speaking the truth you've been told, or are you speaking the truth that you know? Are you just regurgitating talking points and regurgitating propaganda and regurgitating what's been being told to you? Are you just repeating the patterns and the programs that have been put within you? Or are you going to take this moment to actually say, I'm not doing that no more? I'm not just going to repeat everything that I've heard and everything that I hear. I'm not going to replicate and duplicate the fear. I'm not going to replicate and duplicate the powerlessness. I'm not going to replicate and duplicate the energy of control and of slavery that we have found ourselves to be in. I'm not just going to sit back and say, well, I know that this person, like this person. Let me tell you something. There are people, okay? There are people that will come to you and they will say, these are all the beautiful and wonderful things that I can do with you. Or these are all the wonderful and beautiful things I could do for you. But they don't really understand you. And they might not really have your best interest at heart. And let's say that they do. The moment you continue to give up your power is the moment you have given up on your purpose. They cannot execute a plan that was laid in your heart. I can't execute a plan that was laid in your heart. I cannot carry out your purpose for you because it's yours. I got mine, you got yours. But not everything that come out of the government mouth or the YouTube's mouth or the big tech or the media or this person and that person and the other person, the church, whatever, and so on and so forth. All any of these entities, the company you work for, whatever. Not everything that comes out of their mouth that they say is going to help you is going to help you. It's up to you to discern what is and what won't. That's up to you. It's up to you to finally decide what you're no longer going to take and what you're no longer going to suffer and what you're no longer going to allow to happen. That's in every relationship in your life, in every interaction in your life. So let me tell you something. If I get on your last earthly nerve, that's okay, baby. Go ahead on. It's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm going to speak to everybody that's coming in. Hey, Jace. How you doing, darling? Hey, Ms. D. Absolutely. Your truth is built by you and for you because of the hard work you put into your own life. Absolutely. Hey, Dada. How are you? Did I miss anyone as y'all were coming? Come on in the room. Yes. Absolutely nothing happens unless you put in the work. Tarot guys, speak of truth tonight. You can't expect anything to happen unless you act. That applies in every aspect of life. Absolutely. Let's get into the charts, y'all. Oh, hey, drops of Jupiter. Hey, how you doing, darling? Okay, I see that. All right, let's go on and share the screen. I told y'all, you got to prepare for battle. This is a battle. This is a battle royale that we are about to that we are entering into in these next, I'm going to say for the entirety of the lunation cycle. The battle's going to be more in front of your face, earthbound at first, for the first half of the lunar cycle. And then at the full moon, it's going to flip to the unseen. Now, it's always got the spirit realm at its basis. Because now the full moon's going to be in Pisces. Yes. It's always underlying, the underlying current, of course, is what we don't battle. We battle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers and rulers of this present darkness. It's always there. Yeah, I'm going to give y'all some Bible tonight. But we're going to see it on the surface at the beginning. And then once it ends at the full moon, then that the spiritual realm really is going to, that then gets revealed to us on the back end. Now I'm going to look over here real quick because I want to know, is the music too loud? Because if it is, I will turn it down. Let me go over here so I can see better. I can see quicker. Hang on, gang. Yes, is the music too loud? Put a 1 in the chat if the music is too loud. Put a 2 in the chat if it's not. 1 in the chat if it's too loud. 2 in the chat if it's not. Hey, Mystic. Hey, Mr. Crystal Wall Tarot. Hi, Lovey. Okay, the music's too loud. All right. I was jamming over here. My bad, y'all. All right. Ooh, all y'all said it was. Hey, Elizabeth, how you doing, sweetheart? Y'all really. Ooh. Did y'all hear anything I just said, or was it not? Oh. Here, let me just turn it off. I'll turn off my little dark music. That's fine. I'll jazz myself up. All right, here we go. I'm going to go on back over here. Okay. Let me tell you the biggest reason why we have the battle royale going on. That is because of Mars squaring off against our new moon in Virgo, Mars in Gemini, squaring off against our new moon in Virgo. And then we have that's happening here. And then we have this conjunction here of Uranus and the North Node squaring against Venus in Leo as well. Now, I'm going to talk about this damn near T-square that's going on right here. There's a lot, if you notice, there's a lot of red going on. Let me undo this. There's a lot of red. Most of the majority of the larger planets are making some major aspects with personal planets, and they're squaring, which always means that the bigger picture, right? The bigger picture, not only for our own lives, but for humanity, the collective consciousness, is not necessarily at odds, but it has come down to crunch time where you can no longer deny. It's either squaring or in opposition. You can no longer deny that you've got to take real action and stop pussyfooting around. So if I'm looking over here, guys, I also have notes that I have over here typed up. So that's what I'm referring back to my notes. So the new moon squaring Mars can cause irritation, impatience, impulsiveness, hate, anger, and frustration. Frustration in the bedroom or wherever you particularly partake. Those are all very potentially destructive energies. And if we don't channel them correctly, if we don't direct them correctly, there's a big risk for overbearing aggression. You could be making mistakes and cause accidents, like to yourself, cuts, burns, car accidents. You just ain't paying attention. Recklessness, a desire for revenge, violence, and conflict. This is a new moon that is testing your ability to not get triggered. This is also a new moon, that aspect that I just circled right there, Mars with the new moon. This is also a new moon because Mars is in, according to if you were born at the time of the new moon, Mars is in the 11th house. What is that for those of you that are either students of astrology or students of mine? That's the house of Aquarius. It's the house of the collective. That's a house of gnosis. That's a house of collective knowledge, of collective consciousness, of what's good for the group, what's just for the group. Technology, that's also, of course, represented there as well. Okay? All things Aquarian. Mars is in Gemini in the 11th house at the time of this new moon. It's there right now. That's a challenging of thought. Gemini is your intellect. That's what Gemini represents, right? Your intellect, the speed at which you process information, the speed at which you make decisions, your ability to be adaptable. Geminis get such a bad rap, right? Because they, people call them flip-floppers and da-da-da. Some people call them liars. I don't like to call my Geminis liars. I love my Geminis. Geminis have an uncanny ability to adapt to their surroundings, to assess their surroundings, to assess people's motives, to process knowledge and information. I'm not saying every decision they make is perfect, but dang it, they make one pretty quick now, don't they? There's something to be said for that. And for that energy to be so very much present within the 11th house, and Mars being there, the status quo is being challenged. In a way, we thought it's been challenged before. It's really being challenged now. And Mars is a personal planet. Gemini is a personal house, or Gemini is a personal sign because it rules the third house. Houses 1 through 6 are personal houses. Mars is a personal planet, rules Aries sign, first house energy. Mars rules first house. Very much id, very much me. What's good for me. The one thing I can say about Aries being an Aries moon, I love my Aries sons because y'all, baby, stand up for it. What you want, you going to say what you want. My Aries daughter will tell me what she wants. I'm never short on having to ask her. I'm never short on having to ask her what it is she wants. Okay? She tells me. I don't have to wonder for her birthday, for Christmas, in general. So the status quo is being challenged. Your status quo is being challenged. How you have been operating in relationship to the collective is being challenged. Have you begun to really step into your purpose, or are you just half stepping? My older folks will remember the song, Ain't No Half Stepping. Y'all remember that song? Nah. Some of y'all remember that. I know y'all do. Anyway, but some of y'all been half stepping it. And some of y'all have been finding every excuse in the book for it not to be there. I'm not saying all y'all. If the shoe don't fit, don't try to put it on. Okay? But we have to decide, how bad do we want to make the next move? How bad do we want to take the next step? How bad do we want to live in our purpose? How bad do we want to live as free, sovereign beings in this country? How bad do we want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be a free, sovereign being in whatever country you're living in? How bad do you want to step into the new technology, the spiritual technology? I'm not talking about the AI integrative technology. That we're going to talk about too in a minute, because that's troubling to me. What that Uranus retrograde could potentially be bringing online. I'm not talking about that. Are you gonna embrace more artificial intelligence in your being, or are you going to keep yourself a sovereign entity? Are you going to continue to allow others and programming and whatever else you want to say, rules, regulations, to encroach upon your sovereignty? Hmm? You're going to continue to let that happen. You're going to have to rethink a lot of things. You're going to probably be rethinking even again, some of your relationships. Your character is going to be tested. You're going to have people that are going to poke at you. You're going to have people that are going to try to compete against you and overtake you. Sabotage, maybe. People that are just tripping, just full of themselves. And some of these people might be your enemies. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to ask you, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm going to ask you to try not to be too defensive. In other words, if somebody come at you with some BS and they're trying you, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They're trying you. They're pushing you. They're pushing your buttons. They're trying to require more of you than what you can do. They're overstepping their bounds. I'm going to ask you not to necessarily engage on their level. In other words, stop defending your position. Let me give you an example. Somebody's asking you to do something, let's say work on a day you don't typically work on, or overtime, or they want more of your time than really you have to give because you have things you wanted to do for you or your family or your loved ones, whatever. Or you just don't freaking feel like doing it. And they're like not taking no for an answer. Don't sit there and give them a whole bunch of rigmarole and excuses as to why. Don't do that. It is what it is. And simply making the statement, and you don't have to yell, you don't have to scream, you don't have to shout. I can't do that. Can't do it. Well, why? I just can't. I can't. Now, some people are going to, if it's your boss and it's overtime, they might want to know. You can simply say, I have family obligations. I have prior family commitments. I have prior personal commitments that I cannot break. I don't care if your prior personal commitment was the fact that you were going to be alone for a few hours and you were going to go draw you a bath and soak in the tub while the kids were out of the house. I don't care if that's what it is. But don't meet the aggressiveness. So somebody's ego tripping and coming at you. Look at them like they got 6 heads. Shake your head. That's it. I'm not engaging with you. Why? Because the more you feed this Mars energy, the more aggressive it becomes. That's what it likes. And especially if Mars and Gemini can get you into a state of rage, anger, frustration, you can't think straight because now all you see is red. Now you're feeding your lower chakras. You're fueling this fire down here. You're fueling a primal instinct and a more base energy that's not higher vibrational. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against what? Principalities and powers and the rulers of this present darkness. Okay? Now, I was kind of perusing around, and some of these astrologers or gurus or seers or whatever was saying, now, just seek a compromise and just go on and retreat. And Only as a last resort, draw on your strength, courage, and whatnot to fight back. I'm going to say this. Stand 10 toes down. I'm not telling you to fight back. I'm telling you to push back. I'm telling you, set your boundary. I'm telling you, find your courage, your strength, and your power to say no. And don't you dare feel guilty about it. Don't you dare feel bad about it. Don't you dare backpedal and be like, oh, well, just this one time. No, because you've been letting it happen all these one times. Now, what happens if what's going on, Lisa, is that it's your own mind that's fighting against you? Well, then, baby, you're going to have to go deep within to that heart space, and you're going to have to do what we call heart set. Ooh. No, I don't want to know what you found online. Oh my God, today. Bixby's just listening too damn much. Okay. Heart set. It's being trademarked, by the way. Heart set. Changing your heart set. Changing your belief system. Go deep within you and figure out, get your meditation time, or come see one of us as a healer. Reach out to me. We got plenty of healers here. Go deep within and find out who put that thought in your head that you couldn't. Who put that thought in your head that you can't? Who put that thought in your head that life always had to be a damn struggle? Who put that thought in your head that you couldn't get a good man? Who put that thought in your head you couldn't get a good woman? Who put that thought in your head that you had to struggle to make ends meet? Who put that thought in your head that you couldn't be a successful entrepreneur and business owner? Who put that thought in your head that you couldn't rise through the ranks at a company? Who put that thought in your head that you absolutely had to be $150,000 in debt and the government ain't excusing but $10,000, and so you all in debt for a degree you can't use? Who put that thought in your head that just because you're black, brown, or non-Caucasian that you couldn't be successful? Who put that thought in your head? I don't care what your eyes see. I don't care what your ears hear. I don't care what you've heard through your ears and what you've been speaking out of your mouth. Change it right now, because I'm going to tell you something. I know that there are certain things at play and in place and in motion in this world, but I am a living testament to the fact, not the theory, beloved, to the fact that if you get out of your own way and refuse to continue to succumb to and be ruled by what this world tells you you can and cannot do, and who you can and cannot be, and start being who you truly are, your life will change. I'm not ego tripping. I'm not grandstanding. I'm not being boastful. I'm telling you, no matter how old you are, no matter what gender you are, no matter what your sexuality is, no matter what the color of your skin, no matter if you was born with a silver spoon or a rusty shovel, you can be what you came here to be. You can live abundantly. You can live in peace, nothing missing, nothing broken. You have to stop believing the lies, and you have to stop going with the flow and playing and living out your character arc as the world would have it written for you, and start writing it the way you actually came here to live it yourself. I got to get back over here to this chat because I'm pretty sure somebody did y'all catch what I said? Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? Ancestral programming, absolutely. I think a lot of things that have been dealing with my heart has been happening to me lately. Yes, it is the affairs of the heart. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Coach Leslie. How you doing, sweetheart? Heart said. Christina, not only do I deserve success, you deserve success. You and Tarot Guy deserve success. You and Tarot Guy deserve to live peacefully, nothing missing, nothing broken. You and Tarot Guy and your family deserve to live an abundant life. You and Tarot Guy and your family deserve for you all to be successful entrepreneurs. You have a business to pass down to your children. I'm not special. Hold on. I'm not special. I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth. I may have had that rusty shovel. Hello? This full moon, this new moon, excuse me, got me charged. Do you see that? I'm charged up. Because I need y'all to get to your battle stations and fight for what's right for you. Fight for what's right for your family. Fight for what's right for your neighborhood, for your city, for your state, for your country, for the collective. I need you to fight. I need us to stop sitting around. And I'm not saying y'all doing this, so please don't give me up. Don't get mad at me. Don't kill the messenger. But there are so many things that are happening. HR, what was it, 14 something or another, where they're getting ready to create their own. They're creating by executive order a U.S. bank, a U.S. digital currency, where there would be no more banks. Now, on the one hand, you might say, well, that's great, no more banks. But do you really want the federal government? Do you really want the federal government to be overseeing and telling you where and when you can spend your money? And if you sell something out of pocket, I guess you don't get to go get that loaf of bread, that gallon of milk today. Oh, you know what? We saw that you bought that bag of potato chips about 2 weeks ago. Now, let me tell you something. You're like, Lisa, what in the hell is you talking about? Let me show you. Because this just dropped. Remember I said I was a little bit concerned about this Uranus? This here, squaring off against Venus in the second house in Leo. Women, there's another attack coming. There's more coming. Up there, this kind of trying to revolutionize the family, revolutionizing women, revolutionizing the feminine. There's a good side to this and a not so hot side to it. The good side to this is women, goddesses, men, your divine feminine, bring it into balance. Don't be scared of it. Don't be afraid of it. Stand in it because that's your creative power. The good side of this tells me Uranus in retrograde in the 11th house in Taurus, squaring off against Venus in Leo in the second house, gives me the you're going to be able to, you're going to finally be able to see your tribe in a quicker way. That the wool's being pulled back from your tribe's eyes. So if you are in the space of healer, coach, teacher, reader, guide, mentor, your tribe's finding you a lot easier, flowing that energy. You're going to have to rethink how you're using technology in order to do it, though. And for those of you that are in the program, I'll go in and schedule our deep dive for social media. I'll go on and schedule that very quickly because we need it very badly. You're going to have to rethink how you're presenting yourself, and you're going to have to show a ton of love to your tribe. You should always be doing it. But we as spiritual leaders, we need to be showing love and have mass loyalty to what we know is the truth and the truth that we possess. And some of us have to come out of hiding, even more so than we have already been. And some of y'all need to come on out of hiding, just period. By the same token, that plus the opposition of Venus to Saturn in retrograde in the 8th house in Aquarius, which is also squaring off against, right? It's squaring off against Uranus in retrograde in the North Node, tells me seers, teachers, esoterics, spiritualists, those in the spiritual community, I am sending out a PSA. I'm putting out a 911. Be prepared. Because they're gearing up. They already have been, but they're gearing up. You're going to find more and more talking against the things that we do, more and more coming out against those things that are not standardized religion. Also, we're going to see many, many more, an uptick, a larger uptick, and a more so, let's just say, openness with the charlatans and the scammers and the, those that maybe don't have the maliciousness, but they just don't know what the hell they're doing. Now, I'm all for people learning, and I'm all for people, being out here and working while you're learning and earning while you're learning. But what I'm concerned about is I've seen a very big upswing lately, and I think we're going to see even more of it in the very near future, of people kind of putting out a lot of information about how to do things in the arts that they don't really know what they're doing, and they don't really know what they're playing with. The other thing that I see a lot of, because I run in some other networking circles, is there are a lot of people out here using our words because they know it's in. They know it's powerful. They know that there is quote unquote money to be made out here, and so they're throwing around these words. That started with change your mindset, right? And it started out with, everybody, being mindful and yada, yada, and manifestation, and we can manifest. And I'm employing the law of attraction. Well, now it's moved all the way into quantum, and like they're using the esoteric, like, the quantum space and quantum creation and living in the quantum. I'm like, what do you know about living in the quantum truly? What you know is how to use those words and throw it around and make it sound like it's so simple and it's so easy. So I see a lot of kind of this duping happening. I am concerned that we're going to be seeing even more. We're going to get a lot more revelation, which isn't a bad thing. A lot more revelation this whole 28-day cycle about the role that big tech and technology in general has had in various occurrences over the last 2 years, certainly, almost 3 now, in regard to health and welfare and mental well-being and economic stability or instability globally. I don't think Elon goes to court until October, but don't be shocked when there's more bombshells that are coming out, and that are coming out in regard to, see, that Saturn in retrograde in the 8th house in Aquarius, we're going to see some governmental issues. There's shakeup coming. It's being set in motion now. This is setting everything in motion. But again, I'm also seeing an even greater ratcheting up of this battle, women specifically, over our bodies and our rights. So, and I've been kind of peeping some things happening here and there, but it's going to get worse. It will get worse before it gets better. Let me go back to my notes. Let me go back to the chat real quick, and let me go back to my notes. Hey, Lola, I was just thinking about you today. Oh, by the way, I see this question here. Hang on one second. Cancel our ability to buy. Absolutely. That's what that digital currency. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Christina, we actually are not going to have, those of you that were planning on coming to the Money Consciousness Masterclass this weekend, there was a bit of a personal emergency. So we are going to need to reschedule that to the 10th of September. So I'll put that link back up, and I'll change the dates and all that kind of stuff. But you'll have a little bit more time. And yes, my current and past completed students do get a discount on all of our masterclasses. So that is a perk of being one of the students. I'll get to the second A stuff in just a second. Let's see here. Also, Venus in opposition to Saturn can bring a sense of sadness and loneliness. If you're starting a new love relationship right now, or you're in one and it feels limited and limiting, that's Venus in opposition to Saturn. If it feels like the finances are a little tight too, that's Venus in opposition to Saturn. I'm going to say, though, being aware that that is the undercurrent, that means we have to stay high vibe in an even greater way. We got to stay high vibe in an even greater way. What does that mean? That means maybe doing a little more of the, I'm not usually big on like a ritual kind of thing, but even bigger on our kind of rituals, doubling down on our affirmations, not because we don't believe in them, but because we got to keep ourselves high, right? Employing the 3-6-9 method, the Tesla method. In actuality, the Creators from the Heart, we're actually going to go on and start that. I think September 1st or September 3rd is going to be our first meeting. I'll put those links back up again. That's our monthly membership. So we're actually going to go on and start that. It's going to start the September 1st or 3rd, one of the two, somewhere in there. So I'll put that back up if anyone's interested. In fact, there should be a link on my link tree, and if not, I'll make sure there is before we leave. But yeah, we're going to be teaching and employing that 3-6-9 method, the Tesla method, but I have my own little twist on it, as I always do, right? So just a few other things so that our physical being gets in the act and we still like are regenerating and reprogramming our cellular memory to remind ourselves that we truly do create our reality. Again, yeah, misogyny, yeah, mistreatment of women, absolutely, I put that in there. This is probably not a great time to have huge age differences between you and your partner. If you're already in a partnership and there's already age differences, of course, there's nothing we could do about it now, but just be aware that that could cause some issues, right? Also, that's going to your family, your friends, those that are very close to you, that you really have a very deep connection to. You might be feeling pressured by them. It might not be that they're actually pressuring you. You just might be feeling pressured by them to do things or perform or to assist them somehow foundationally, right? Um, Try to shake it off, understand where it's coming from, understand, just make sure that you check in with yourself. Wait, am I getting defensive about this? Are they really trying to overstep a bound? And if you're feeling like they're overstepping a bound, again, you got to speak up. You got to say, hey, I'm, so that you don't have misunderstandings. Because remember, Mars squaring the new moon is going to give us a high propensity for irritability. Now, Venus squaring Uranus it's testing the stability of your love relationships. I would expect unexpected events, right? That Uranus, like, whoa, right? Does things unexpectedly. Some of y'all might feel like it's time for you to break bad and break free because you need a little more woo. Don't be running around here. Don't. Like this, if y'all were fine before this, and now all of a sudden you just got an itch, don't scratch that itch. This is just temporary. Okay? Don't don't do anything crazy. Um However, there can be a lack of self-control. So you got to be aware of that. Again, this is another reason you want to keep yourself high vibrational. Because if you're living up here, the control of the physical being is a lot easier. Don't get willy-nilly crazy with finances. Unnecessary items. Beware of that. What do I mean by that? So, for instance, for the next few weeks, I absolutely need to stay out of the mall. I need to stay particularly out of the outlet mall and, quite frankly, away from a Michael Kors store. I, I'm just being real with myself. Lisa, don't go to the mall. Not the place for you to go, right? Because if you're already, think about it this way, guys, we're already feeling irritable. We may have had to tell more than one person to back it up, put them in their place. And, we feeling good and empowered. But, some of us like to satisfy that itch with a retail therapy trip. Hey, oh, I did a good job. Let me go get a new bag. Don't do that. Okay. Don't try not to spend impulsively on anything that's unnecessary. Um, there will be over the next couple weeks financial and market instability. If you already own, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. If I were one that owned some of the more stable coin, I'm not going to say I don't sell it, not yet. If you don't own it, watch these markets very carefully over the next few weeks, the next 2 weeks specifically. Specifically over the next week, you may be able to get in at a very good price. I am not a financial advisor. Do not take financial advice from here. I'm just saying the energies would tend to point to that direction. And I would not look for any peaceful resolutions to any conflicts in the world for a while. Saturn square Uranus. This isn't an exact square. It was exactly square back in December 2021. It's going to be very strong in early October. I would look for in early October, between now and then, let's be on the lookout for possibly overseeing entities restricting our movement, political instability, once again. And that kind of energy actually does give off a propensity for natural disasters. There's 5 planets in retrograde. It makes all these aspects even more challenging because people get a little unstable or they're like a little wonky during a retrograde. Okay. Just be careful. There's no fixed stars. I don't have any fixed stars this month either in this outline. Okay. Because we don't really have any fixed stars aspecting. Let's go for the positive though. Where are we going to find some relief? You're going to find some relief in this. Oops, let me change the color. You're going to find some relief. Mercury is sextiling Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn. We'll find a little more balance there. So it'll be a little bit quicker for us to come to an understanding or an understanding of what really is being said. Pluto in retrograde, again, right there at the Pluto return, once again, dancing on that degree, right, for the United States. So quick insight, or a easier understanding of the inner workings and inner workings and true agenda of some people in high position, and what that really means to you, and what they really have meant to you and meant for you, and whether or not they've honestly been being good to you. That's also going to be assisted by Mars in Gemini trining Mercury in Libra. This gives you that energy to fight for what's right for you, to fight for what's right for the world, to fight for what's right for those that can't fight for themselves. Mars sextiling Jupiter in retrograde in Aries in the 9th house. This is challenging. I think what this is doing is forcing you to take a really good hard look at what are my personal goals? Do I need to readjust them? What am I really here for? How can I really attain it? Is it attainable? And am I willing to do what I need to do in order to get it? The hard truth is that I have to realize is not everybody is going to be willing to do what it takes to get what they desire. This is a rubber meets the road new moon. Are you willing to make whatever changes you need to make in order for you to get to attain the life that you really and truly want and that you were here to live? Finally, Neptune in retrograde in Pisces, sextiling Pluto as it has been for a while. This is always just a little bit of an easier aspect. But the reason why this time it's a little difficult is because we are going to be seeing what personal changes we may or may not have made in our lives that we were directed to make that perhaps are not, because this is sixth house energy, perhaps we're not as healthy for us as we were first told. Also, this is also giving us an opportunity to see where we perhaps haven't made any changes in our lives and how we need to. And we're seeing the ramifications of that in our health now, or we can see how it could play into that in the future. So we're making those changes. Whoo, child. I didn't mean to be on here this long. Woo, baby. So prepare for battle. Prepare for the battle of your mind. Prepare for the battle for your heart. Prepare for the battle for your future. And I want you to reset, recharge, and restart. And if you haven't started yet, get into the game. Okay? Get into the game. I'll look at a few things because I saw there was some stuff here being talked about. Table has to be shook. Wait on you to see how you're going to respond. Absolutely. If you're going to take it or not. Absolutely. Full-blown digital money situation means anything can happen to your money. Absolutely. And they can say it's all just maintenance fee or something other fee they want to grab. The problem is that what they probably would be doing would be putting the possibility of them putting freezes on people's money and just saying, oh, you said something or on Facebook we didn't like, or on YouTube we didn't like. It's messed up. I've been able to see a lot of this evilness. We're learning how to fight this battle and heal past family wounds. Yeah, they are coming up to be cleared out for me. Absolutely. And this is actually a great time to be doing it. Cancel our ability to buy. Yep. They really want to control the money. They want to control the people. Yep. They do not. They do control a lot of them already, and they're planning on the hey. So people would be ready to get rid of the 2A or override it so they can make sure we can't use for absolutely. So this is the thing. An unarmed people can be easily controlled. You only need to look to Australia, New Zealand, the UK. Okay. Who child? Hi, Derek. How are you? Hi. All right. Wow. Okay. Do y'all want me to drop the link? Do you have any questions? Y'all not going to have me on here all night long. I have to get up tomorrow and take my beautiful 4-year-old granddaughter out shopping for her birthday because she was gone last week, Saturday, when it was her birthday. And so, was it last? Yes, the 21st. And so Sunday. So I'm gonna take her. Just she and I are gonna go shopping. I don't think she's had just a single by herself grandma day yet. So I'm gonna take her shopping and leave the oldest one home, and we are going to go get her some. She's very into dresses. Doesn't always sit very ladylike, but she's very into dresses right now. So we are going to get her some fall and winter dresses and some leggings and things, and she's starting 4K. I'm going to go take her shopping. Maybe we'll go grab a bite to eat, take lovely pictures. I need a pedicure. I'm gonna treat us. We're gonna do a lot of self. That's gonna be our new moon ritual. We're just gonna do some self care tomorrow. So that's gonna be my day tomorrow. Do y'all want me to drop the link? Do y'all have anything to say to me tonight? Or are we gonna? Oh, by the way, so like I said before, if anybody that was thinking about coming to the meditation masterclass, or if you already bought tickets, I have changed the date to September the 10th. September the 10th. Because there was just a bit of a personal emergency. Everybody is fine now, but there was just no way, unfortunately, Josiah was going to be able to make it tomorrow. So he'll be all ready to go on September the 10th from noon to 3 p.m. Eastern time. Those of you who are already in Lightworker Academy, the AKA the Practical Lightworker, if you have completed your program or you are in the program now, you will be getting a discount, as students always do. So that will happen then. We'll be doing, I don't know what we're going to talk about this weekend on, I know what I want to talk about on the podcast. I just don't know if I'm going to. I'm really kind of, I don't like talking about it, but I feel like talking about this war on just divinity in general, masculine and feminine. So we might talk about that since I'm in a war mood. Let's get it. Let's go. So we'll figure that out. And then what I would like to do tomorrow, let me see what time we should be doing this. What I would like to do tomorrow is I would like to do a members only with the dowsing rods. I've not used my dowsing rods with you all. My grandmothers tend to come through for me. So I could probably do the live, but then the only people that could ask questions would be the members. So I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow, just so I can get a good idea. You guys, I feel like Grandma Betty is going to be here. Grandma Kathy usually comes and speaks more to me directly. Grandma Betty seems to really be digging these dowsing rods. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Maybe that's what we will talk about on Sunday night. Is this attack on the divine? I'm just tired of this divide, actually. I'm exhausted from this divide between races, between gender, between sexuality and pronouns and this. I'm tired of the divide. I want us to come together, and I want us to have some real talk about how we can really have unity. Have real unity. The war on our sovereignty, on our humanity. That just it's I don't know, maybe that's I have to talk about what's on my heart. I also don't want to shy away from conversations about money. Some of y'all don't like to talk about money. Some of y'all don't like to talk about creating your own business. Some of y'all don't like to talk about creating your own community. Some of y'all don't like to, And we got to get over that. Because if we don't get over our inability to speak on money, to create money, to not, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna come back around here again, y'all. I can't help it. If we don't get past the point where we can't even discuss money as an energy and a construct, how to create it, how to flow in it, if we can't get past that, there's always going to be elites and there's always going to be us. The only difference between them and us is they flowing that energy and they ain't afraid of it. They don't get their panties in a bunch when somebody talks to them about it. They don't start coming up with 50 million different reasons on why they can't make it, why they can't have it, why they can't do. You get to a certain monetary status, all the rest of the stuff doesn't matter. They don't care if you're black, you're white, you're gay, you're straight, you're trans, you're cis, you're hetero, you're non-binary. They don't care. Because it's all, you understand what I'm saying? We have to get to a point where we're not afraid of it. And religion has done us wrong. Because what's the most misquoted verse in the Bible? Money is the root of all evil. That is not what that says. The Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil. And in actuality, if you want to go to the original texts, I believe it was mammon, which doesn't even necessarily mean money. It's more along the line of power. But I'm going to let you have the money. But that's the most misquoted verse in the Bible. If I see one more person in one more chat, oh, money is the root of all evil. If you don't take your broke ass on, take your broke ass on. That's not. I'm not in love with money. But if I don't talk about money, if I don't talk about how to make money, how to flow in the energy of money, if I was going to sit here, let me tell you something. If I was going to sit here right now and say, okay, I'm going to end this live, I'm going to start a new one. And the new live is going to be, I'm going to teach you all how to flow in shamanic energy healing. Hey, say hello. How you doing, baby? Who's texting me? Y'all know I'm on live. Why is y'all playing with me? Why is y'all playing with me? If I was saying, I'm going to teach you how to flow in, I'm going to do some shamanic drumming and we are going to do shamanic journeying tonight. This would be packed. This would be packed. Y'all, and I'm saying, everybody, friends, and their mamas, if I put on my title, free tarot readings tonight, don't let me put on their love readings. Baby, I'm going to tell you something. I probably have 100 people in this chat room right now. Tell me I'm lying. If I had on here Nicki Minaj versus Meg Thee Stallion. Nicki shades Meg. Meg shades Nicki. Cardi says, let's not talk about the husbands was trending on Twitter yesterday. Yeah, I know. I know. You all know I be knowing. If I was to put any of that in the title, child, I have 100, 200 people in here. If I said I'm going to do a tarot reading on whether or not Wendy Williams is going to ever get out this foolish situation she in, and these people going to stop using and abusing her, they to come a running. But when I say, let's talk about money, let's talk about how you can create your own business. Let's talk about how your purpose should be given permission to provide for your person. Let's get real about being in the flow of the energy of money, because money is nothing but a construct. Right? So y'all be willing, people be willing to go with me to the ends of the earth. If I was saying I was having free tarot reading classes, babe, they'd be on here like 40 going north. I couldn't beat them away. My channel would be at 55,000 by now. Oh, she teaching you how to read the tarot. But I say we got to talk about money. Or I say I'm having a class. Or I say I'm having a this. Or I'm having a that. Y'all folks got a problem. It's mother trucking crickets around here. Then all of a sudden, all I'm interested in is money. Then all of a sudden, all I'm interested in, no. But I want you to flow in the same abundance I flow in. I want you to ride the wave and flow in this energy of money, because that's all it is energy. The same way some of y'all flow in the intuitive and the readings and the healers, right? The coaches. But you got yourself blocked when it comes to money. And then the minute somebody who's in the spiritual realm talk about it, it's a problem. Now, we are going to talk about, I know this did not turn, child, this did not turn into this. What I do, and I know it feels like I'm a little late to the party, but I kind of do want to chat about these Durham pastors begging for Movado watches and getting $1 million and $2 million worth of jewelry stolen, and pastors buying Cessna and Lear jets and private planes and huge mansions. Where they got judges on their side so their children can adopt other people's kids and basically take them from them legally or illegally. And you know why I want to talk about it? Because, see, that's why when people like me come and start talking about it, people automatically get the side eye. That's why people like a lot of y'all who are very well gifted and who may want to infuse some more spirituality in whatever it is that you do, because you know the power of it. I've worked with a number of different types of people from different walks of life, from the financial world to the medical field to teaching to scientists to all kinds of people, stay-at-home moms. But they all have one thing in common. They want to bring their spirituality, their divinity into what they're doing. But the problem is a lot of us feel guilty because we've been programmed to believe that in the spiritual realm, we shouldn't charge because you got the charlatans and the scammers and the snake oil salesmen running around here begging for Movado watches. And they want to do it in the name of Jesus. Jesus, last I checked, didn't beg for, Lord forgive me, for shit. Last I checked, last time I read my Bible, now, I shouldn't say my Bible. Last time I read the Bible, last I checked, I believe that there were some taxes owed, and Jesus called the fish to the shore and took the piece of gold out the fish mouth. That's what I call flowing in the energy of money. What you think? Wouldn't it be great if you had the creative, quantum creative power, the manifestation power, to be like, you know what? I got this darn bill I got to pay. Let me go on down here to this lake and catch me a darn, oh, what do I need? Let me catch me a catfish. And a couple pieces of gold come out that catfish mouth because you done called the golden catfish over to the shore. Right? Last I checked, truth be told, let me tell you something else. Because then a lot of people want to say, well, Jesus didn't walk around. He wasn't balling. Yeah, he was. You know how I know that? Let me tell you. First of all, Jesus was black. Second of all, no, I'm just kidding. He wasn't for to be nasty dressed. Anyway, at the now this is a preview of what we're gonna talk about on Sunday. I'm giving my whole thing away. At the time of crucifixion, while Jesus was hanging on the cross, as the story goes, the soldiers were casting lots for his robe. Now, this is way before the time of a celebrity. So this wasn't Brad Pitt. This wasn't Denzel Washington. Right? Hanging up on the cross. You know why they were casting lots for his robe? Because his robe was made of the finest threads. It was an expensive garment. It was an expensive garment. And so they were gambling, casting lots for his robe because his robe was worth something. Jesus wasn't poor. So we're not meant to live a poor life, and the exchange of energy at this moment is money. But sometimes y'all don't want to talk about that, but I want y'all to talk about that. And during this Virgo Piscean season, actually, is a really good time to talk about it, especially during Virgo Earth sign, Virgo season. What seeds are we planting? What harvest are we preparing to get? Because we're coming into harvest season. If you have no idea what you're harvesting, because you're not even sure what you really planted, because you kind of threw your seeds around willy-nilly, maybe you might need to work with somebody to help you figure that out. And on that note, we'll talk about that on Sunday. Melinda, you're going to be ready. Melinda J., you're going to be ready to talk about this on Sunday. We're going to talk about this and other myths of manifestation. But I really want to talk about these passes. Because I'm about tired. I'm more than tired. Okay, baby. Melinda J is going to be my new co-host on the Sunday Soul podcast. So be prepared for that. We'll make sure that it's broadcast. I'm going to try to go live, hopefully on Spreaker too, if I can. I'm going to see if I can't figure that out. But we will go live and then we will drop it on the podcast stations. All right, gang. I'm going to let y'all go so I can get me some rest so I can go shopping. Okay? And we will talk soon. Oh, by the way, before I let y'all go, I do have 6 more slots left, maybe 5. 5 for sure, possibly 6 spots left for this month for the Practical Lightworker. There is a Linktree link down in the description box below. If you want to have I've increased it to a 30-minute consultation with me to figure out what your niche is, what your business is, where you can be planted, how to create your business, and you want to come in and you're serious about creating another, not only just stream of income part-time, but potentially full-time income, go to that link below. There's a number of people that have been in this course with me in this chat right now, and we're at almost 100 women. I'm not excluding men. So I would really welcome just men, come on. We have a wonderful program, and it is well worth the investment in yourself. So go to that link down below and book some time with me or my team, and we will be more than happy to meet with you and to assist you in growth and helping to transform the world. All right? Okay. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you guys very much. Look for some more of my shorts. I'm going to be starting to put more of those out. Can't wait. I'm going to try to get on here. Tomorrow night, we're going to get on here. We're going to be using the dowsing rods. And so that will be like a members only chat, but everyone can come and look. And that's going to be the first time that I'm using them. So I'm super excited. So come on over. I might open it up to everybody, but the first part of it's going to be for members only chat. Okay. All right, gang. I love you guys so much. Namaste. Bye, guys.